Yeah, what's up, everyone? Good evening. Yeah, actually, I'm so sorry for delaying. Yeah, for delaying this video, this popular request video. Yeah, my followers and then my subscribers, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was, I was, I was caught up with work and then I was caught up with family life and everything. So yeah, so I've actually gathered some information, which is this one. How to apply for for your standard visitors visa after getting an assessment invite from the British Army. Yeah, so it's very simple. You don't need to pay any money to any agent you know um, to help you apply for this standard visitors visa. Yeah, it is as simple as ABCD. Yeah. So this is how I did mine. This is my visa application, which is very old, but yeah, I just found it this morning. Yeah, so it's very old. So I think they might have made some updates, but I don't think it's going to be that. The update is going to be that much. Yeah. So I'm going to use English language so that people from different countries will understand what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah. So let's get this thing started. So first and foremost, you can only apply for your standard visitors visa. You can only apply for your visa when you've had your assessment center date. Yeah, and then your letter from the British Army giving you the date for your assessment center, and then telling you can now apply for your you can now apply for your UK visa. Yeah, so the visa that you will need is the standard visitors visa. That is the type of visa you will need for your um what do you call it, your assessment. Yeah, for you to be able to come over here to the UK. Apparently, you don't the type of visa doesn't really matter here. You can come with student visa, you can come with any type of visa, but I will advise you to come with standard visitors visa, which is easier. Yeah, and it's 6 months, and you can't use that visa to work while waiting for your assessment center. Yeah, so let's get started. So the first thing they are going to ask you, for you to get everything started, just you can use your phone. I remember using my phone to apply for my visa. Then I continued on my laptop. Yeah, because I'm a very phone guy. So yeah. So you just go to gov.uk. Then you type apply for a standard visitors visa. Standard visitors visa. Yeah. So after clicking on that, after searching that, they'll start to check your eligibility, if you are eligible for the type of visa you are applying. So they'll ask you basic questions, which you should know, because since you are coming to UK, which is an English country, you should know how to speak English. Yeah, so that one is self-explanatory. So the first thing they'll ask you is your applicant name, your passport number. That is when you start filling the form. So the first thing is so let's go to it. Yeah, so according to what I am having here, these are some of the things they will ask you. Yeah, so your applicant name, that is your full name, your passport number, country of nationality. Here you are going to use Ghana. So let's say if your country of nationality is Ghana, you select Ghana, you select your date of birth. I'm not gonna mess with my date of birth here. So yeah, your gender, which obviously male, female, or other. Well, if you're transgender or whatsoever, yeah, you put it there. So date of application, yeah, well, that one is different. So they're not going to ask you that. Since it's a printed one with my GNWF number on it, that is why it's showing. Yeah. So type of visa, visitors visa, service option standard, which is 6 months. And then so they'll ask for your email address. Make sure you use a valid email address, because they're going to send you your signing details there. They will allocate signing details to you, which will only be available to only you. You cannot log in using the gov.uk website. No, you can't. You can never log in using gov.uk website. They will give you a specific email, they will send you it's an automated email. So as soon as you punch in your email address and then submit it, within few seconds you get it in your email. Click on that and then start filling the form. So these are some of the things they will ask you. What is the main reason for your visit to the UK? You select other. That is, I am visiting for a reason. And he will ask you, will you be traveling to the UK as part of an organized group? No, because you are traveling alone. Yeah, obviously you are traveling alone. So will you be traveling to the UK with someone who is not your partner, spouse, or dependent? Yeah, so you select to know. If you are, I suggest you come alone. Don't come with your family that, hey, I'm going to British Army. So no. Just come alone. For the meantime, just come alone. So they'll tell you, give details of the main purpose of your visit and anything else you plan to do on your trip. See tourist and short stays for more information. This is the most important thing, guys. Let me tell you this. This place is where you convince the caseworker, for the caseworker to know that, oh yeah, you are a genuine visitor. Yeah. So for example, what I typed, I'm not going to mention all of them. I'm not going to give you hand to mouth, chew and pour. Yeah. So you can say something like you've applied to join the British Army, and as a Commonwealth national and as part of the session, you've been given as part of your selection process. Yes, you've been given an invite to come over to do a physical test. That is the assessment center. Yeah. So you state all these things, and then you tell them the assessment is 2 days, but you have been informed by, this caseworker knows that the assessment center is just 2 days. Sometimes even 1 day. It's just 24 hours. But it's better you tell him, for the person to know, oh yeah, he or she doesn't need to make any research. You are making the person's life easier. Yeah. So you just say the assessment is 2 days, but I have been informed by the British Army to be in the UK 1 week prior to my assessment day. That is what they gave me. They told me I should be there 1 week earlier. Yes. That was somewhere 2018 or so. Yeah. So my assessment day, to be able to acclimatize myself. Yeah. So let me read. You know what? Let me read what I wrote. So this is what I write. This is what I wrote. Don't go and write the same thing. You can, frame a story. Use your common sense. Excuse my language, but use your common sense use your common sense. Yeah. So I applied to join the British Army, into bracket infantry soldier. As a commander, you just use the role they give you, or you can just say I applied to join the British Army. Yeah, as a Commonwealth national, and as part of the selection process, I have had the privilege to be invited to attend an assessment. The assessment is 2 days, but I have been informed by the British Army to be in the UK 1 week prior to my assessment day to be able to acclimatize myself. Full stop. Yeah. And I said, I will be staying with, I'm not going to mention my sponsor's name. That was then. With blah, 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 blah. With Mr. blah, blah, blah. With, maybe if the person is your brother, with my brother, with my mom, with my dad, then you state the person's name. You understand? Yeah. Or with my parents. If your parents are here and then you've had the opportunity to come over here. Or maybe with a friend, which your personal circumstance. So let's say, for example, you say with my sister. Yeah, I'm using an example. My sister, if the person is married, Mrs. So and so, Mrs. Kudu Dankwa, Kudu say, yeah, like the person who has agreed to accommodate and feed me for 1 week. I will be indoors preparing for the assessment. Mind you need to tell them what you will be doing every single day, every single time, so that it is not mandatory, but doing something like this, it makes the caseworker get convinced, and they make his or your life easier, his or your work easier. Yeah, the job easier for you. So something like that. This is the answer to this question. Give details of the main purpose of your visit and anything else you plan to do on your trip. Mind you, don't be telling them, when I come, I'll try to find find something to do before I go to my assessment, blah blah blah. They don't need those. You don't have to do. Don't even try. Just tell them straight you are coming for your assessment. That's the main reason why they are giving you the visa. Yes, that is it. So your planned travel information. So do you plan to arrive? Date you plan to arrive in the UK. Yeah. So you need to make sure that you select a date which is 2 to 3 weeks before your assessment center. So for example, if your assessment center is on a, let's say today, you backdate, you make it like, okay, let's say your assessment is on 30th of 1st of January. Just make it somewhere, let's say Christmas, maybe 25th or 25th or 20th of December, which will give you time to acclimatize yourself. And then date you plan to leave the UK. Make sure you state the date you leave the UK. For example, if your assessment center is on the 1st of January and then you finish on the 3rd of January, tell them you will leave the UK on somewhere on the let's say 10th, 9th or 10th, which is 1 week. So you can tell them you use the 1 week to explore the UK, then you return back to Ghana in case you don't pass your assessment center here. So your personal details, that is why you come to your personal details, giving names, blah blah blah, family name. Are you now or have you ever been done by any other names? No. Who does this email address belongs to? Myself. No, do you have any other emails? I stated yes because I had another email and I stated it there. Who does this email belongs to? You yourself. Which email should we use to contact you with any questions about your application? Then you state the email address you. So all these questions are self-explanatory, so I'm going to skip them. What is your gender as shown in your passport or your travel documents? You state what is your relationship status? Here, if you are married, tell them you are married, and then add your marriage certificate as your supporting document. You don't need to lie. If you are married or you are not married, it doesn't affect your application. Sometimes it even gives you the chance because they will say, okay, the person has got ties back home. So country of nationality, you state your country of nationality, where you were born. Country of birth, where you were born, and the country of nationality. The passport, the country of nationality is the country's passport. Where the passport you are holding. So place of birth, then your date of birth. Do you have a valid national identity? Yes. Then you state yes. So here you can use your Ghana card. Ghanaians, you can use your Ghana card. You can use your electoral commission of Ghana. You can use your voters ID card. I used my voters ID cards because that time Ghana card wasn't implemented. So issuing authority, electoral commission of Ghana. Issue date. Then I stated the date, 2012, blah blah blah. So do you currently hold or have any other nationality or citizen? No. Then you state your current address, where you are staying now. So let's say you're a Ghanaian and you live in Dubai. You use your Dubai address. You're a Ghanaian and you live in the UK. You use your UK address. You're a Ghanaian, you live in India. You use your India address. Your Indian address. So is this address also your correspondence and your correspondence address? When you say correspondence address, it means the address they can use to contact you. So how long have you lived at this address? If you've lived at that address since birth, you just state it. If you are 18 years, you state 18 years. 19 years, state 9. If you are 30 years, it's 30 years. What is the ownership status of your home? So the options there will be a drop down options. Then you select whatever that you think is applicable to you. So provide your telephone number. Make sure when you are providing it, don't go and write 02444444. Like, write the country code. For example, I did it when I was in India, so I wrote +91, then I added my number. Yes, that is how you're supposed to do it. Where do you use this telephone number for use whilst out of the UK? Select whether this is your home mobile or work telephone number. Then you select mobile telephone number. Are you able to be contacted by telephone? Yes. Can blah blah blah. Then address. Is this a UK address? No. So they would need more than 3 years. More than 3 years. So if you state the number of years you stayed there Then will determine if they are going to give you another option to add another address. So you state all your addresses in order with no gaps. So let's say 21st October till date. Then you state from maybe 1st January to 21st October. That's the second one. So it's going to be no gaps, not even a day gap. Yes. So that is it. And then when did you start living at this address? Blah blah. Yeah. Guys, sorry, I've got headache. So yeah, the weather is changing. So yeah. So you come to your passport details. Your passport number or travel reference number. That's your passport number. State your passport number. Issuing authority. Those with Ghanaian passport, issuing authority is can be found on the passport. That's Accra. Issuing date, expiring date. Dependent that anyone rely on you for financial support, including those traveling with you on and those who are not. If you've got a child, you state yes, then you state your son's name. So they will take your parents' details. That my time they took my parents' details. So what is this person's relationship to you? The first person you need to use is your mother, your father. Yeah. So your mother stated my mom's name, her date of birth. So if you don't know your mom's date of birth, you've got to start asking her. Yeah. So country of nationality, your mom's country of nationality. Have they always had the same nationality? Then you stay there. Then you come over to your dad's proposition. Then the same thing. Yes. So it's 13 pages, so it's long. Yeah. And then have they always had this? Yes. So employment. I did my visa application when I was a student. When I was studying, when I was offering my degree course here in India. So what is your employment status? I stated a student. Previous employment organization. I have not worked in any other jobs listed above. Yeah, they will give you a drop down menu. If you've not worked in any of these addresses, then that's it. So total amount of money you'll get in a year. If you are a student, and then they ask you this, let me teach you guys a trick. It says how much money, total amount of money you get in a year. Yeah. So let's say if your dad pays your fees, yeah, you get the money. So they don't care what you use the money for. So I combined yeah, this one I use my feeding fee, my rent, my feeding fee that my brother sent me at the end of every month, my feeding fee, my rent, electricity bills, my utility bills, because I wasn't living in hostel. I hate hostels. I never lived in hostel. Yeah. So these three things, I added them and I converted them to pounds, and I stated it there. How much money do you have in savings? So the amount of money you have in your savings, it should be at least. I wrote 500 Great British pounds. Yeah. So you should know the amount of money. Let's say you should have a reasonable amount of money in your savings, which will make them convinced that yeah, obviously you'll come back even if you're not successful in your army application, in your army journey. Yeah. How much money how much money are you planning to spend on your visit to the UK? I wrote £850 because I told them the total amount of money I get in a year is £1,415, which if you convert to Indian rupees is a lot. Yeah. So and then how much money do you have in savings? So they will add the amount of money you receive in a year to the amount of money you have in your savings, and then this in question, this is £1,915. Yeah. So £1,915. No, then I told them I'm spending £850 in my visit. Yes. And then they said, what is the total amount of money you spend each month? So the total amount of money you spend in each month should be low. I will advise you to make it less than £200. Don't be saying I spend why you spend £200 a month? No, at least just make it. I wrote £104. Yeah. Will anyone be paying towards the cost of your visit? If you are a student, obviously you state yes. Then you state the person whose bank statement you'll be using to support your application. In this scenario, I stated yes, and I used my brother because he was the one taking care of me. And if, let's say, for example, if the person is a doctor, make sure you state there. My brother is a doctor, and I stated that I wanted them to know that yes, the person is capable. He's a renowned person in the society. So you state the thing there, yeah. Not that Mr. Or if the person is not having any other title, like let's say he's not a doctor, he's not a lawyer, but he's a businessman, he's a business tycoon. Like, the person is rich or whatsoever. Yeah. You just stated the Mr. But I use doctor because my brother is a doctor and I stated doctor, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to mention my brother's name here. So, and then they'll ask for the person's address. I stated his address, which wasn't a Ghanaian address. So I stated the country. I'm not going to mention the country as well. Stated the country. And then how much money would they be paying towards your visit? So here I told them he will be paying £800. And then I told them I'm spending £850, meaning I am using £50 out of my savings, which I told them which is £500, meaning I still have £450 on me. In case of any emergencies, I can use that one to book a flight back home. Yeah, so you should think very, very, very well. So they will ask you, why are they helping to pay your visit, helping to pay for your visit? If you are not working, that is fine. This thing will really, really help you. This thing I'm about to read you can help you get your visa, even if you don't have any bank statement, and then someone is supporting you with his or her bank statement. So I wrote, my elder brother, Dr. Blah blah blah, has promised to support me with my departure and return flight ticket during my trip for my British Army assessment in the UK. And I stated where I'll be. That is Glencorse Barracks, Midlothian, Scotland. That is how I was supposed to have my assessment, but they changed it, yeah, because that place was fully booked. I missed my flight and I had to, yeah. So, yeah, that's another story for the day. Yeah, got caught in traffic. In Indian traffic is very horrible, yeah. And I ended up missing the flight because I had to. When I was doing the check-in, I was overweight and it caused me to miss the flight. So that's a different story for another day. So my brother, blah 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 blah, and then return my So full stop. This is because, so you state the reason why the person is you just first give some intro, then after that you just say this is because he has been the person supporting me ever since I started my university education in India, and I started the year I started. He has been paying my tuition fee, rent, and pocket money. Also, I sometimes receive some sort of financial support from other family members once in a while. It's a story. My story is true. I wasn't lying. I never lied. Yeah. So let's say, for example, you get like maybe 200 cedis from your dad every month. You can just, yeah. So they will state who is paying towards the cost of your visit. That is the person you will be staying with in the UK, not the person in Ghana. Yeah. If the person is capable of taking care of you, like giving you, because you need to get someone who can feed you and accommodate you for at least 4 months. Yeah. So name, I stated my sponsor's name, his address in the UK. How much would they be paying towards your visit? Here I stated £700 because he was having a lot of money in his account. Yeah. So why are they paying for your visit? If you check the person's bank statement, and then that person's bank statement is more than £6,000 to £7,000, then you can use this amount. It doesn't matter. If that person is on benefit, universal credit, unemployment benefit, and then take some sort of benefit from the government, your chance of getting your visa denied will be a bit higher. So you need to tread carefully. Yeah. You need to know how to type there. Yeah. So you can say the person is, let's say the person will only give you food and then accommodation. That is it. So for your flight, you stay there that your your sponsor back home will be sponsoring you. Yeah, so it's almost 10 o'clock. So you said, why are they paying for your visit? This is what I wrote. I was informed by the British Army recruitment team to be in the UK at least 1 week prior to my assessment day, so I can be able to acclimatize myself before assessment day. My cousin, who is in the UK, has agreed to accommodate me during my 1 week of acclimatization. My feeding, this is the most important thing. You said this thing, my feeding, accommodation, and part payment of my flight. Well, in this scenario, I stated that he will be paying part payment of my flight, yeah, but if you know your sponsor is not having enough funds in his account, then you can say my feeding and accommodation will be taken care of by him or her. Also, the British Army told me food and accommodation will be provided by them during my 2-day assessment at Glencoe, Scotland. So you let them know that even the army will be taking care of you for 2 days. That is during your assessment. So they'll be like, okay, what if you are not there? What if you are not in that person's house? Who will be feeding you? If you go for assessment, who will be feeding you? You let them know. Pretend as if they don't know anything. Let them know every single thing. Yes. So I told them. Also, the British Army told me food and accommodation will be provided by them during my 2 days assessment at AC Glencoe, Scotland. Do you have any family in the UK? Then I stated yes, and I used my cousin. Yeah. So if you got any family in the UK, you said yes. If the person the person who is sponsoring you is in the UK, and then the person in the UK, if the person sponsoring you in the UK is your family member, you stay there. Yeah, you state it, and you state all your family members there. So I state it, and then he is a British citizen, so country of nationality, British citizen. Yeah. So if the person is having indefinite leave to remain or further leave to remain or any sort of visa application, then you state that he's a Ghanaian and he's on this type of visa. Yeah. So who will you be staying with in the UK? You state the person's name. That is your accommodation, your UK accommodation details. Who will you be staying with in the UK? You state the person's name, UK telephone number. You state the person's telephone number, his email, his or her email address, the person's UK address, the date you'll be arriving at that address. So let's say your flight is on the 30th of October, and then you'll be in the UK on the 31st of October. You stay on the 31st of October. You don't state the date you travel from Ghana there. You state the date you arrived in the UK. Yeah. Then the date you leave the UK is the date you leave the house. Yeah. So in this scenario, you can say 9th of November, or yeah. You just, yeah. So that is 1 week after your assessment. I would advise you use at least 4 to 5 days to 1 week as after your assessment. Yeah. So where are you planning to stay in the UK? Yeah. So you stay British Army Assessment Center. You understand? Where are you planning to stay in the UK? Make sure you make it British Army Assessment Center. Then they enter the address for where you are staying. Where you are staying. So you enter the address on your assessment center invite, assessment center letter. Yeah, that is what I wrote, and I got a visa. This is it. I'm not lying. Yes. So enter the address for where you are staying. Assessment center, Glencoe Barracks, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So when will you arrive there? You state the date, the date given to you on your assessment center. So if your assessment center date is on the 2nd of January 2024, you state 2nd January 2024. And then if you finish on the 4th or 3rd of January 2024, when will you leave the UK? You state that date there. Have you been in the UK for the past 10 years? No, I have not been in the UK. Yeah. Have you ever entered the UK illegally, remained in the UK beyond the validity of your visa or permit, that is overstay, breach the condition of your leave, for example, work without permission or receive public funds when you did not have the permission? blah 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 blah. You state no. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. Yeah, so we're almost done there. So yeah, so for either the UK or any other country, have you ever been refused a visa, refused entry at the border, refused permission to stay or remain, refused asylum, deported, removed, required to leave, excluded, or banned from entry? I said no because I had never been refused a visa because my India visa was approved. Yeah. So here, if you've ever been denied a visa, even if it is 20 years ago, bro, my sister, state it there. Just state yes, and then give them the reasons. If you have the refusal letter, the refusal reasons will be there. If not, you tell them that, for example, let's say my visa was denied 5 years ago, and I seem to have forgotten the reason, and I do not have the refusal letter on me now, as it has been many years ago. That is it. They will find out. Yeah, they will go and search and then find out why. They wouldn't see that, yeah, you are telling the truth. Even telling them that yes, you've been received, even you declaring that you've been refused a visa, you get the chance to, you've gained the person's trust, you've gained the what do you call it, the caseworker's trust. And then you say travel history. So how many times have you traveled in the following places in the past 10 years? Australia, Canada, New Zealand, USA, European Economic Area. Do not include the UK. Yeah, into bracket, do not include the UK. Which then they'll state which countries are part of the EU. They will state all of them. So here I wrote 0 because I wrote none. The drop down come, then you select none, because I've never been to any of these countries. If you've been to any of these countries in the past 10 years, you state it, then you state the details here. Have you ever been to any other countries in the past 10 years? And I stated yes, because I was living in India, and I stated every single thing there. India. Which country did you visit? India. What was your reasons for your visit? Steady. When did you enter the country? I stated the day I entered the India. When did you leave this country? Then I stated the date I left. That is, I left for Christmas vacation. I visited home. Yeah. So if you are in, let's say, Dubai, and you've not been to Ghana before, you've not been to Ghana ever since you traveled, then you leave that place blank. Yeah. You leave it blank, or yes, you leave it blank, or you state today's the day you are applying for the visa. Yeah. Or just say you've never been home. Yeah. So which country did you visit? See, I stated I left the country on 6 December, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna say the for security reasons. I'm not gonna say the date. Yeah. Which country did you visit? And I wrote Ghana. Yeah. And what was the reasons for your visit? I visited my I stated other, and then provide details. I visited my family in my home country during my Christmas holiday from school. When did you enter this country? Ghana. When did you had and I entered Ghana? 6 December 2018. Oh shit. Yeah, that's fine. So when did you leave this country? Then I stated the day I left. Which country did you visit? India. So here you see it's in sequence. Yeah. So which country did you visit? I stated another country, which is India. So I traveled from India to Ghana. I stated the date and then the reasons. Then I traveled back from Ghana to India to continue my to resume my semester. Yes. So and then which country did you visit? India. What was the reason for your visit? Steady. When did you enter the country? I stated. When did you leave the country? And then another date I left the country. Yeah. So this is the main reason why because I was asked to provide my RGM, the medical forms you guys have been receiving. Yeah, and then a police report. So I had to sacrifice, guys. It's all about sacrifices. I had to sacrifice. I had to travel all the way from India to Ghana just to make just to get all these documents, done. Well, I stated the date I left and I stated the date I came back. Which country did you visit? Which country did you visit? Ghana. What was the reason for your visit? Guys, I'm reading everything from here. Yeah. So what was the reasons for your visit? This is what I wrote. I traveled back home to complete my British Army application, into bracket, to complete my RGMD forms and police report. During my journey, I had a chance to visit Ethiopia. As I always have a long hours. Yeah, so I normally when I travel, I love to explore. So I normally book the flight which has a long, maybe let's say 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours or 48 hours layover in another country. Then I use that opportunity to to explore the country. So I went to Ethiopia. Yeah. So I use Ethiopian Airlines and their flights are very good. Yeah. So during my journey, I had a chance to visit Ethiopia because I always have a long layover in Addis Ababa. Ethiopian Airlines offers me free hotel, including meals for 24 hours for all passengers having a long layover at Bole International Airport, Addis Ababa. I had a chance to see the city and experience Ethiopian culture during my stay, and I wasn't lying, during my stay in the hotel. All these trips were embarked during my school vacation. So you state the reason why you were embarked. So it'll be like you were in school. So why are you going on holidays here and there? You let them know that it was a school vacation. Here, this is my story. That is, if you're a student, this is what something that has happened to you. If you've not traveled from Ghana to any other country, you leave all this place blank. Yes. So when did you enter the country? Then I stated it there. When did you leave? And I stated it there. That is Ghana. Yeah. So other history. In either peace or war time, have you ever been involved in or suspected of involvement in war crimes, crime against humanity, or genocide? No, please state no. Don't just be stating no, 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 because sometimes some of them are very tricky. You end up messing up. Yeah, take your time and then read it. There's no rush. Have you ever been involved in, supported, or encouraged terrorist activities in any country? No. Have you ever been a member or giving support to an organization which has concern terrorism? No. Have you ever been blah 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 blah? No. Then all those things you state no. It's self-explanatory. You need to use your common sense, read it, and then know the kind of answer you provide. So have you as part of your employment or otherwise undertaking paid or unpaid activity on behalf of a non-UK government, which you know to be dangerous to the interest of national security of the UK or its allies? Then state all of them. Some of these things are security questions. Yeah. So guys, this is the main thing. This thing is very, 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 very important. I'm going to slow down here and then teach you guys very well. Listen, they will tell you extra information. If you needed to add more information about your application, but we're not able to, you can write it here. If there's no further information you want to add, click save and continue button. Add further details. This thing is like an interview, because they are not going to interview you for standard visitors visa. It's straightforward. Either they accept or they refuse you. So this is where UKVI gives you the opportunity for you to explain yourself. Listen, I'm going to read mine to you, how I did mine and how I made it very short, because we've got like only 200 words or so. All my life as a hard-working young guy, it has always been my life ambition to serve in the British Army, to help protect the United Kingdom and its borders. Due to that, I made an approach by applying as a Commonwealth national to join the British Army. Fortunately for me, I have had the privilege to attend a 2 day assessment at Glencorse Barracks, Midlothian, Scotland. After the British Army has carefully scrutinized my application, medical records, and criminal records, I must say I deem it a great honor and privilege of. Sorry guys, I'm tired. Yeah, and I need to go to work tomorrow. So I must say I deem it a great honor and privilege to be given this opportunity to showcase my abilities and capabilities in serving in the army. After my assessment, I would like to use one day to visit the Buckingham Palace to see Her Royal Majesty's amazing palace, as well as to see how the guardsmen protect Her Royal Highness, the Queen of England, and her castle. During the evening on that same day, I will be making preparations to return back to India to continue my studies. Into bracket, I have exams to write on December. You see how I created the story. Yeah, you see how I created the story. So in this scenario, if you work and then you've been given a pay a paid leave, you can just say it. I'll be returning to make preparation back to work. Return back home. You can use back home, yeah, for them to know that yes, that's your home. Ghana is your home. Nigeria is your home. Yeah, India is your home. So I'll be making preparation to return back home. This particular India is in my home. So yeah, to India. So if you are back in Dubai and you work in Dubai, say back to Dubai to continue my work, to resume work. Yes, you can even say, hey, I have some into bracket. I have some job tasking to do. Yeah, that is. You let them know. Don't say they know that if you pass your assessment, you are not going back. That is not your cup of tea. Just stated that you will be going back. And then guys, make sure you book a return flight. Don't you try to book a one-way flight and then tell them they know, so blah blah blah. No. Book a return flight. Add that itinerary, that flight itinerary to your visa application, your supportive documents. Yeah. So we may have to talk to you about your application. Which language will you prepare? Use English. What permission do you have to be in India? Since I stated that I live in India, they gave me more things to do. Yeah, I have a temporary visa. That's a temporary, resident permit. Yeah, in India. Data and then the documents. The mandatory documents they will ask you: one, the passport, your passport. Two, evidence that you have permission to be in the country you are applying from. If you are applying from Ghana, obviously, that is where you are born. Length of your visit visa. Yeah, that's one. They are going to state it down. So you consent the above, blah 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 blah. So guys, it's been 43 minutes now. So these are the documents you will need. One, take a sheet of paper and then a pen. One, you need your passport. Please, nobody should come to my DM and then ask me again that, please, what are the documents I'll need? Please help me apply for the visa. If you tell me to help you apply for the visa and I help you apply for the visa, I'm going to charge you, because everyone, I have to spend my time, because I need to take care of my family. I need to take care of I need to rest for work. I have a work to do, and I have a family to take care of. So if you come to my DM and then tell me to help you apply for the visa, I am going to charge you. For that, and God is my witness, I'm going to charge you. I'm not going to tell you that I'll make it out. It's going to be free. No, I'm not going to do that. No. What I can give you, the free advice I can give you is what I'm giving you. How you'll be able to join the British Army without going to see any agent to pay them to help you fill your British Army application and your visa application. That's why I've taken my time, almost 1 hour, to do this. Yes. So this is how it is. So the documents: one, you will need your passport. Two, you will need your what do you call it? Let's say you are working. If I'm going to use working an example, which is going to make it easier for me. if you are working, you need a permission from your company, from your employer, that yes, you've been given at least you've been given a 30 days paid leave. Yeah, 1 month. Don't go and say someone DM'd me telling me that person has got 6 months, 3 months and a 6 months of visa application, paid leave. She submitted. I told that person. That person submitted. That it has already been done. Blah blah. The person submitted the application, and then the person go refused on that same reason. I told her that your visa will be refused on this grounds. And I told them, and truly, that person came to my DM on Telegram, and they came to tell me that, oh yeah, you said that, boss, you really said that, and they've denied me. I should have listened to you. So make sure it doesn't be too obvious. Yes. So you get a permission for a paid leave from your employer, stating that if you're a student, you get it from your school. That my case, I went to my VC. You need to sacrifice. Yes, I had to rush my VC. Me and then my chancellor and then my VC. Me and then the VC was very close because I was working for the university, so he knew me. Even he knew me. It took me like 4 days to 5 days before this man approved this, leave. Yeah. So get everything genuine. Don't go and forge anything. You get that permission, that permit, either your school or your and then if you've got bank statement to support your application, you get them as well. If the person the person sponsoring you, let's say you are not working or you are not schooling, you just completed your national service and then you are hunting for a job, so you are not really working now, so it's someone who is sponsoring you. You get that person's bank statement, you get a letter from that person saying that yes, he's using his bank statement to to back you up. Yes, you state that one there. Then after that, you get your what do you call it, your ID card, Ghana card. Print that, make a photocopy of that one, add it. The person sponsoring you back home should also add his or hers. If it is your parents, you add them. Guys, the documents I use in applying for my visa, if I show you, it's like this. It was a lot. It was more than 100. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna lie. The lady at VFS, India was VFS, who was scanning my said your documents are too much. I just cut her off. I said, you know what? Please scan everything. That is what you've been paid to do. Please scan everything for me. And then she was even laughing. I said, yeah, I don't want my visa to get denied. So scan every single thing. I've paid it. That's why I've paid it. So please do it. If you're a student, you bring all your semester, your DMC. In India, we call it DMC. Ghana, you call it transcript. Yeah, your report cards, your student ID card, your course curricula. Even if you've done your project work and anything, you add them. Yes, student ID card and everything. And if you are working and you've got a staff ID, add your staff ID. Add some jobs your boss has asked you to do, like WhatsApp messages that your boss has been sending you. Yeah, add screenshot of all those things for them to know that yes, you are really working. That is evidence. Yes, and then I will make another video particularly on the documents. Yeah, because this video is very long. Yeah, so guys, these are some of the documents you will need. And then from your sponsor in the UK, one, you need his proof of residence. That is either his BRP or his British passport or his indefinite leave to remain. Yeah, and then proof of residence, proof of address. That is, he can use his utility bills or his rent agreement. Yes, if that person is staying in a council house, definitely that person might have something that shows. Yeah, and then his bank statement. One, I'm going to state it again, that the things you will need from that from your sponsor in the UK. Sorry, I'm having to repeat myself. One, proof of residence. If the person is a British citizen, you need his British passport, indefinite leave to remain or whatsoever. That which the thing that makes him, legal in this country. Two is proof of residence. That is no, his proof of address where he stays. What shows that he's been paying his what shows that he's the one in charge of the house. He's been paying his bills and whatsoever. Yeah, that is gas, electricity, and then water. Three, proof of how do you call it? Proof of work, like the work that he does. You need to get his pay slips, employment letter if he's gonna give you, if he's got it. If he's not got his employment letter, then that is fine. You should normally in the UK, some of them really don't give you employment letter. They just, you go for interview, then they formally tell you the date you start work, and then they will email you induction and whatsoever. Yeah, so your the other person's pay slips, that is 6 months. If it's possible, get 6 months from him, or maybe 3 months. Beg him to get you at least 3 to 6 months. Yeah, and then if that person is married, like proof that he's got family over there. If he's not married and they stay here, then that's it. But that one is not really necessarily important. Yeah, so some of these things, yeah, and then yeah, then that's it. If the person has also got any sort of property back home, or the chat between the two of you that you've been chatting for a while, and then he knows you. Yeah, and then you get a person's bank statement. That person's bank statement. Seriously, if that person refuses to give you a bank statement, hey, you are doomed. Yeah. At least if there is no money in it, fine. Let the person approve. The person is paying his or her bills, direct debit or whatsoever. Yeah, and then the account is running. Even if there's less than £1,000 in it, that is fine, because you have already stated that he's only giving you accommodation and then food. He's not paying for your flight or anything. Yes. Yeah, and then you need to get an invite from that person. Let the person state that you've had the opportunity to join the British Army and you've been given an assessment center date, and he or she is ready to accommodate you for at least this 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatsoever. And then he is promising Home Office that once you are done with your assessment, in case you are not so successful, he will make sure that you return back home peacefully. You return back home, because he or she has already asked you to book a return flight, because standard visitor's visa does not allow people to stay here for more than 6 months. Yes. So that is it, guys. I'll make another video if I'm less busy, and then I'm okay. Yeah. So guys, 53 minutes. I've really taken my time to mention everything. This thing was made by me. That is it. That's my name on it. I'm not going to lie. It's Michael. Yes. I never printed it anywhere. I never printed this thing anywhere. This was done on 2000. You see? So guys, that is it. I'll see you all guys in my next video. Please keep subscribing and keep the likes and then the comments coming. God bless you all, and I hope and I pray that you make it. So you make it to the British Army, and then your dream comes true. Please, if you know you are coming to join the British Army because of papers, because of British passport, please change your mind, because the army is not for the weak. You don't need to be very strong, but you need to be at least have the bare minimum. Yes, not all of us are fit. Yeah, I understand. I'm not super fit, so I understand. Just do your best, and God will see you through. Okay? Yes, do your best. Go for runs, do some cardio and all those things, and then the sky is your limit. Always be positive, dream big, put your trust in God. I put my trust in God, and this is who I am now. British Army is a great opportunity, guys. They will give you everything. You just need to work hard for them. Yeah. They'll give you everything you want. Work hard, and then you will never find yourself wanting. Yes, do your best and everything will be fine. God bless you all, and I hope to see you guys one day in the UK, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Keep sharing, keep subscribing, and then keep the subscription coming. My YouTube channel is at The African Soldier. Everyone knows me as Optimus Prime. I use Optimus Prime because Transformer Optimus Prime was my favorite character, and I'm always optimistic. So that is it. See you guys in my next video. Until then, ciao, bye.